All right, we're going to talk about deadlifts and hip hinge.
So the hip hinge, as you as a coach probably know, oh, I thought you were pausing the thing, is a very, very, again, fundamental movement, super important to know how to do properly because we use it in like almost everything we do. There's so many movements that we will have them do in class or in personal training that involves a hip hinge of some kind. So having the body awareness to do it properly is super, super important. Series of movements here that we go through to get them ready for it. 3-point of contact drill, good morning, RDL, and then full deadlift. I have them do all 4 of these with the PVC or the dowel, and then we do the bottom 3 with the barbell. So first thing is only a stick. All you need is the stick to teach them how to hinge properly. So we're going to begin with the 3-point of contact drill. You might know this already. Dowel or PVC. Stick is going to go along their back like this. And the 2 easiest places to hold onto the stick with your hands is going to be like in the small of your back in this little lumbar curve here. You can grab the stick, and also behind their neck. There's 2 like natural gaps there where you can grab onto the stick. Now, the 3 points of contact that you need to maintain with the stick at all times are the back of your head, in between your shoulder blades, and on your tailbone. So right in between your butt cheeks, you're going to hold the stick super tight on those 3 points and make sure it's like fairly comfortable for them to hold it. If they need to move their hands, they can, but this is super important to get them like locked into this position. So head, shoulders, and tailbone on the stick. Now from here, we teach them the setup. Toes are pointed forwards, right underneath your hips. 3 points of contact are on the stick. We're going to bend the knees, just a nice soft bend, not a squat, just a little bend. And then we're going to tip forward. Your butt is going to go back towards the wall, and your chest is going to come down towards the floor. This is your 3-point of contact drill. Now, here's where you'll see a lot of differences between different athletes. I can almost guarantee you the number one thing you're going to see is this. And the stick comes off the tailbone, and they do not notice. And they'll be doing their hinges, and the stick is way off their butt, and they won't know. So that's your job to tell them, hey, we're going to pause right there. There's a gap going on here. And you will physically fix them. You can move the stick down. You can show them kind of next to them. You can show them what they look like, kind of like how I'm doing for you right now. This is what I'm seeing. This is what we need. This stick needs to stay on the bottom of your spine as we hinge and we stand tall. And the reason you might see it come off the butt like this is some tight hamstrings. There could be some different reasons for it. So if that means they only go to here, then that means they only go to there. If they can get folded all the way forward with those 3 points of contact, then awesome. They're just super flexible. I'm definitely not that person. I can go till about here until I feel the stretch in the hamstrings. I still have this on my butt, but if I was to go any farther, it would start to come off of my butt. So I know that's kind of my stopping point. That stopping point is different for everybody, so you can tell them that too, reiterate that. Do not move on until they can do that properly. Like, that's number one. It might take a little bit of time. They might fly through it. Whatever it is, that needs to happen first. Commit that to memory. Get that in their brain. Then we're going to move the stick and do the same thing. Instead of the stick on the back like this, we're going to turn it so it's like a back squat. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Toes forward, bend in the knees. Now we don't have the guidance of the stick. So it's up to them to remember what it felt like. Soft bend, butt back, chest down. Just going until they feel that hamstring stretch, and then standing tall. We do not want any of the rounding as they come forward, which you might see a lot of. So if it means you have to go back a step, back to the 3-point of contact drill, then do it. We need this to look right. We need it. After we get some good mornings and they're looking okay, we're going to move the stick again. Now it's in front of your body, in your deadlift or your clean grip, whatever you want to call it. And we do the same thing again. We bend the knees, we hinge at the hips, and I like to say that the only difference now is that when you hinge forward, the bar is going to want to sit out here. We're going to pull it against the legs. But the rest of it is the exact same. It's a hinge until you feel the stretch, and then you stand tall. Hinge till you feel the stretch, and stand tall. Again, very, very conscious of their back position. Make sure there's no rounding. If there's rounding, then we go back a step, and we take it back to the 3-point of contact drill. Once they have the 3-point of contact drill, the good morning, and the RDL locked up with the PVC, the last thing is the deadlift. All we're doing is adding a piece to the RDL. From the top, it starts the same as the RDL. We bend the knees, we hinge the hips. However, once you get to the knees, your whole upper body and lower body is going to freeze in place, and you're going to drop straight to the mid shin. It's not a huge drop. What we need is your back and shoulder positioning to remain the exact same. It's the opposite on the way up. We rise up to the knees, super frozen. Once we cross the knees, then we stand tall. So I'll show you again here. It's a hinge to the knees, shoulders come out over the bar, freeze, drop straight down, shoulders are still over the bar, rise up to the knees, shoulders are still over the bar, and then we bring them back to stand tall. From there, we just smooth it out, hinge and drop, and then rise and hinge. That might take some practice as well. Sometimes they'll pick it up quickly, sometimes not. So do it until it looks good with the stick. Once that looks okay, you do that all over again, but with the barbell. Obviously, you can't do the 3-point of contact drill with the barbell, so skip that one. But I'd have them do the good mornings with the barbell. I'd have them do the RDLs with the barbell, and I'd have them do the full deadlift with the barbell. Again, back needs to look right before you can progress in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's pretty much it.